Welcome to the program, Mr. Ogawa.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, we're doing good. How have Thailand's worst floods in 50 years affected the country's economic outlook in 2012?
I think this year's performance will be affected by this flood, but the next year, basically because of the recovery and reconstruction activities of the both private and public sector, the macroeconomic growth rate will rebound to the around 5.5% level. But on the other hand, if we look at the global situation where the European sovereign crisis and also the U.S. economy is also slower to grow, in a sense that the pace of the export might not be as good as the otherwise.
Well, relative to other ASEAN countries, what is Thailand's performance so far?
I think because of the flood, this year's the macroeconomic performance is lower than many other nations around Thailand. But if you look at the 2 years on average, the level of the performance might not be that much different. But obviously, the smaller country with more export-oriented tend to be affected what's going on in the other parts of the world.
And in your opinion, what are Thailand's medium and long-term challenges?
I think that even if it were not this flood, I think Thailand needs to have more sort of the infrastructure investment in both hard and soft infrastructure. Because in order to attract the international investment into Thailand, perhaps basic infrastructure is important. And then more so because of the flood in the 50 years, the government needs to have water management and the road works and some other infrastructure. This is hard infrastructure. On the other hand, soft infrastructure, which is to improve the quality of the education and some other issues, clearer legal and accounting framework, which could attract the business activities in the country.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Ogawa, for joining ASEAN Business Report.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
On the line with us, we have our reporter, Kun Onganan Matiyakun, who is at the Suvarnabhumi Airport to talk to us about the recovery plans for Dawang Airport. สวัสดีค่ะ คุณ Onganan.
สวัสดีครับ Hello คุณณัฐกร คุณวีนา
Yeah, what updates on the meeting today? What was the agenda, คุณ Onganan?
Right, today I attended the seminar, the conference by the Airports of Thailand Public Company Limited, or AOT, and they have dubbed this talk about the AOT and flood prevention measures at Suvarnabhumi Airport, our main international airport, as well as the Don Mueang International Airport, our old one, and it's now underwater for about a month. So they're talking about these two airports of how to prevent Suvarnabhumi from flooding and how to rehabilitate or help save Don Mueang during this flood crisis and afterwards. Basically, I can tell you, for the Suvarnabhumi Airport, I get to talk to the AOT president, Anirudh Kulabut, and he basically said that Suvarnabhumi doesn't seem to have a big problem at this moment. So everything is under control and big.
I see. So the risk to Suvarnabhumi is not crucial, Kun Onganan.
I think we've lost him.
I see. So we'll probably...
Yes, all right, I'm back. Okay, let me pick up from where I left off.
Yeah.
So the Airports of Thailand, or AOT president, has confirmed that Suvarnabhumi International Airport will not be affected by the floods. So that is a very good news indeed for international and domestic passengers. And to back that up is that the Suvarnabhumi area is well fortified, well protected by soil dikes at the height of 3.5 meters and with 37 meters wide in the base. So, and with the water pumps and all the system that supports the Suvarnabhumi Airport, there is a guarantee that with the worst flood situation, it can still withstand the impact. But the focus on today is for the Dongmyeong Airport, Kun Veena and Kun Natakon. We have the AOT has set an urgent rehabilitation plan for the flooded airport. So this plan is basically divided into 2 phases, which will cost about 1 billion baht. So let me lay out the fundamentals here. So the phase 1, this is to cost about 1 billion baht. It's divided into 2 parts. First part is subsidized by the cabinet. It's a big budget approved by the cabinet just a few days earlier. That's 490 million baht. So that's about half of the total fund from the cabinet. These will be used to clean the stains on the runway and make repairs on the runway, restoring the runway and taxiways, as well as restoring the power systems and repairing the pump machines. Okay, so these will be looked over by this half of the fund. They will be examined, and everything will be completed, expected by the end of January. Okay, and the other half of this phase 1 fund, or about 445 million baht, will be allocated by the AOT itself. And this is to restore the international passenger terminal for commercial opening. So they're trying to get this open as soon as possible. Okay, now what I've just described is the phase 1 only. And now we move on to the phase 2. This phase 2 is to restore the various buildings and also the west runway. All right? So this will be to serve the 5 user projects of Dongmyeong Airport. However, for this phase 2, the AOT will still need to wait for the government's clear policy of how to continue the projects. And it also depends on whether the flood will recede quickly or not. So if there's still water up there, they cannot really do anything much, apart from just waiting for the water to go away.
Well, Kun Onganan, was there any mention when the operations in Dongmyeong Airport will resume?
Okay, so they are now expecting about 120 days from now. So that depends on the phase 1 and phase 2 to be completed. So that would be delayed if the water is still there, like I just said. But the AOT president has mentioned that they will try to do everything in their power to get the airport running as quickly as possible and create sustainability and restore confidence of passengers and operators domestically and internationally.
I see, Kun Onan. Just a personal inquiry. You said they were going to repair the west runway, and after being inundated for that long, has the cement been damaged that much? Do they have to reconstruct it all?
Well, so far, the AOT president has not given definite damage report on Dongmyeong damage. Basically, he said he'll need to revise everything with the overall picture a while after this, and he has not given a definite date of when that will be.
I see, I see. So we'll have to wait a bit for the report, but at least at the end of January, we'll probably see these operations optimistically
there's
start.
There's a clear action plan laid out today, and for the public to know, and I guess we just have to wait and see after January whether they will proceed as planned and everything will be completed or not.
I see.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Kun Onan.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Good.